the World Cup is over. But there's still one massive question left hanging over this entire year of football. Who actually wins the Ballon d'Or? And here's what makes this year so wild. Go back to last season, and this conversation basically had 3 names in it. Dembele went on to have the season of his career, and he won it. Nobody's arguing with that one. This year is a completely different story. We've gone from a 3-horse race to what might genuinely be the most wide-open Ballon d'Or in years. 5 real candidates, plus one name that's going to make you go, wait, seriously? Watch until the end to find out who that is. Today, we're breaking down every real case. You decide who actually deserves it. Let's get into it. First up is a player who had a statistically monstrous season, which almost nobody talks about. Olise was named Bundesliga Player of the Season with 15 goals, a league-leading 19 assists, in a Bayern side that broke the all-time record for goals scored in a single Bundesliga campaign. And Olise was directly involved in Bayern's entire domestic suite, the Bundesliga, the DFB Pokal, and the German Super Cup. In the Champions League, he chipped in 4 goals and 7 assists. The only issue is that Bayern went out in the Champions League semi-finals, so no European trophy to point to. Then at the World Cup with France, he was one of the standout performers in a genuinely stacked squad. We'll get to 2 more names from that squad shortly. Leading the tournament's assist charts before France's run ended at the semi-final stage. He was the top assist provider in 3 different competitions this season. A genuinely elite season. However, he missed out on the 2 biggest trophies that could have easily sealed his Ballon d'Or win, sharing that Bayern dressing room is a player many think has an even stronger case. If this award were purely about numbers, Kane might top this entire list. 36 goals in the Bundesliga, the league's top scorer, 61 goals in all competitions for Bayern. He fired them to the Bundesliga title, the DFB Pokal, and the German Super Cup. The only thing missing is the Champions League, then the World Cup. Kane became England's all-time record World Cup goal scorer and kept scoring deep into the knockout rounds as England reached the semi-final before losing to Argentina. By the end of it all, he'd scored 73 goals for club and country across the season. This is a player who spent most of his career being mocked as the best striker never to win anything. 2 full seasons at Bayern later, he's basically erased that narrative completely. Still, like several players on this list, the 2 biggest prizes of the year, the Champions League and the World Cup itself, both slipped through his fingers. Then there's the player who needs no introduction. Mbappe won the Golden Boot in 3 separate competitions this season. Top scorer in La Liga with 25 goals, top scorer in the Champions League with 15, and the World Cup Golden Boot, his 2nd in a row, making him the first man in history to win it twice, to become the all-time leading World Cup goal scorer with 22. Individually, it was genuinely one of the best goal-scoring seasons anyone's had in years. 42 goals in all competitions for Real Madrid. But here's the catch. Real Madrid won absolutely nothing. And with France, that World Cup ended in 4th place. This isn't unprecedented though. Cristiano Ronaldo won the 2013 Ballon d'Or in a season where Real Madrid picked up just 1 trophy. The question is simple. Will voters go that far when the team won literally nothing at all? On the complete opposite end of the experience scale is a player who's barely out of his teens. Yamal turned 19 in the middle of this World Cup, and his career trajectory is genuinely absurd. He was already the runner-up for the 2025 Ballon d'Or. This season, he was named La Liga's Player of the Season. 16 goals, 11 assists in the league, plus 6 goals and 4 assists in the Champions League. Barcelona won the league and the Spanish Super Cup, though unlike last season, they came away with nothing else. They were knocked out of the Copa del Rey in the semi-finals by Atletico Madrid, and Atletico also knocked Barcelona out of the Champions League at the quarter-final stage. Then came the World Cup. Yamal went into the tournament carrying a hamstring injury that clearly affected him, finishing with just 1 goal and 0 assists across the whole competition. Even so, it didn't stop Spain going all the way and winning the whole thing. If voters go with him anyway, he'd become the youngest Ballon d'Or winner in the award's history. The only big trophy Yamal missed out on this season was the Champions League. Up next, we have the man who's defending his crown. Dembele isn't just a candidate this time, he's the reigning champion. He won the 2025 Ballon d'Or, and now he's defending it with a season that arguably matches the one that won it in the first place. PSG won the League One title, retained the Champions League, back-to-back European champions, and added the UEFA Super Cup and the FIFA Intercontinental Cup. Their only only real stumble all year was an early exit in the Coupe de France. Dembélé himself contributed around 20 goals in all competitions, including 10 in Ligue 1 with 7 assists. Then the World Cup, a first-half hat-trick against Norway, the decisive goal in the quarter-final win over Morocco, another goal in the third-place match against England. If he wins again, he joins one of the smallest clubs in football history, back-to-back Ballon d'Or winners. Before we get to our final name, a quick shout-out to a few players who probably won't win it, but genuinely deserve a mention. Declan Rice had an outstanding season anchoring Arsenal's midfield. He was central to Arsenal finally winning the Premier League after a 22-year wait, and he helped drag them all the way to the Champions League final and lost it to PSG on penalties. Fabian Ruiz was one of the most underrated engines in PSG's treble-winning run, and then went and did it again for Spain at the World Cup. Kvicha Kvaratskhelia kept doing what he does best, turning matches into highlight reels, and Vitinha continues to be one of the most complete midfielders in world football. None of these four players are winning the award, but in a race this stacked, they're absolutely part of the conversation. And finally, the name nobody expected to still be part of this conversation, Lionel Messi. In 2025, Messi had arguably the best individual MLS season anyone's ever had, won the league MVP, and led Inter Miami to their first ever MLS Cup. This season, before the World Cup break, he was already sitting at 12 goals and 7 assists in MLS. Then came what's likely his final World Cup. He became the all-time leading goal scorer in World Cup history, scored 8 goals, finishing as Golden Boot runner-up to Mbappe, and Argentina made the final before losing 1-0 in extra time to Spain, with Messi held scoreless on the biggest stage of his career. But let's be realistic for a second. An MLS player just isn't getting anywhere near the Ballon d'Or. No trophy at the end of the World Cup. A league that voters simply don't weigh the same as Europe's top 5. Historically, that combination just doesn't produce a winner, but he's the reason this year's race has a genuine mystery attached to it, and that's the end of our list. Let us know if we missed anyone, and more importantly, comment down below who's your favourite to win the Ballon d'Or.